The first thing I want you to be aware of is that we are going to record this so that when we're done, we can email you a copy of the class that you just attended if you'd like. Okay, now this is the online class. And basically what the online class is talking about is this little button right here that says online. Specifically, there are 3 jobs that this online website does. But more importantly, is that this has to be active in order for about 50% of what you use the app for to be functional. So we're going to go through the process of setting it up just as if you were setting it up as a website rather than setting it up for the app. Of course, it can be used for both the app and the website, or one or the other rather than both. So either way is fine. There is a link that you'll see right down here. It says your website address is, and I've got a link here. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and launch it. And that link takes me to the actual site. Now, if you're using the app, obviously they're not going to see this. This is because they're using the actual app. Now, there are a couple of items that are still going to be visual for them. For instance, if they purchase a gift certificate online through the app, then the top bar that you see here will actually be included in that gift certificate. Barbie, did you just join us? Barbie, are you able to hear my voice? Okay, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're speaking or not. I see that you've joined the class, but if you don't have a microphone or if you're not going to be calling in on the conference call line, then feel free to answer any questions or ask any questions that you have in the chat dialogue there in the GoToMeeting field. So you can type in your questions there. You can. So what I'd like you to do right now, just so that I can be sure that you can actually hear me, I'm going to ask, can you hear me? And if you could please type in yes to the chat dialogue, I'd really appreciate that. All right, terrific. So you can hear me. It's good. And if you have any questions, just feel free to type them in. And Chris, of course, you can just feel free to ask. Okay, so getting back to where we were. All right, so again, we're going to click on this online button. That's going to take us to our Setup Online Store window. Now, both of you are setting up apps. The apps themselves should already be available. However, about as I was just telling Chris, Barbie, that 50% of what the app can do is not going to be able to be functional until this is set up. So we're going to go through those steps. Really very simple. The first one, existing website address. That's exactly what you're going to put there, is your existing website address. If you don't have a website address, you can leave it blank. If you do have a website, please put it in. Again, it's not required, but if you've got one, put it in. Next, email address. If a customer of yours purchases a gift certificate online or purchases product online or books an appointment online, etc., this email address can notify you. Again, with the app, it's unnecessary. But if you're going to be using the website as well, always a good idea. I would recommend sticking it in here one way or another, even if you were going to be just using the app itself. Put your email address into this field. Now, it doesn't have to be your email address. I would recommend like a manager's email, something that they can be notified if somebody does these things. Next, terms and conditions. The terms and conditions page is where your customers on the web page are going to be able to see things like your cancellation policy, etc., for whatever it is you need to write your terms and conditions for. There is nothing here when you first go into this window. It's a completely blank white box. You get to type whatever you would like in here. So think about your terms and conditions and write them down. Is this required? No, you can leave this blank as well. Next, the bottom message. Again, not required, but again, a line of text at the bottom of your page. I would recommend something like the name of your business and a telephone number, or perhaps something like this, IQware Inc. 2017, all rights reserved, or perhaps something like, if you have any questions, please call, and then a telephone number, anything like that at all. It's nothing more than a line of text at the bottom of the screen. It is unnecessary as well. Technically, it can also be left blank. Again, You might as well write something in there. That way your page, you want everything on your page to be active. Again, though, it does not affect the app, okay? So if you're strictly going with the app, then these aren't all that important. But the ability to use both, I recommend that you put it in there. Next, the API login and API transaction key. If you plan on selling gift certificates or gift cards through your app, or if you plan on selling product through your app, that's 2 out of 6 of the features. That's a third of your features. You're going to need the API login and transaction key. So what are they? Where do you get them from? Well, there is a company out there, and it is called Authorize.net. So whoever your credit card company is, I'd love you to be using our recommended credit card company, which is Vantiv, but you don't have to. Whoever your credit card company is can supply you with what's called an online merchant ID. With that online merchant ID, you will go to Authorize.net, or your company may do it for you if you tell them you need it. And you will create an account with Authorize.net. Again, this is not us forcing you to use our credit card company. This is us using Authorize.net as the payment gateway. So you can go with any credit card company you'd like, but you must have Authorize.net as your payment gateway because that is what we've built into our software. So you're going to go to Authorize.net, you're going to go to Get Started, and you're going to create yourself an account using the online merchant ID that whomever the credit card company is that you're using has supplied to you. Once you have an Authorize.net account, you will be assigned by Authorize.net a login and a transaction key. And that's where they go, right here. The API login, the API transaction key, they go right in here. And they are supplied to you by Authorize.net after you have set up your account with them with your online merchant ID that you have been given by your credit card company. This allows you to accept credit cards online in a PCI DSS certified and compliant way. Now, there are a number of people out there that say, oh, we just take credit cards right over the phone. You know, somebody buys something online and they type in a credit card and it sends us an email with their credit card information. Then we just charge it right through our machine here at work. Well, you can't do that. I mean, well, physically you can, but that's actually against the credit card regulations. And you can be banned from accepting credit cards for doing that. First of all, you're not storing the card in a certified, secure way. That's number one. And number two, the credit card companies have reserved for them the right, and the U.S. Congress has given them this right, to, and Canada as well, to be able to charge a different rate for an online purchase than they do for an in-house purchase, because online purchases have higher instance of fraud. So because of that, the credit card companies feel like you're cheating them out of money. If somebody gives you the card and they charge through the machine, they gave you the card through an email or some other form. That's not what they want. They want to be able to charge directly online so that they can raise your rates a little bit. I know I'm sounding very cynical, but those are the rules. So that's just the way it goes. Unfortunately, you do have to have an online merchant ID, which is different than your brick and mortar ID that you currently use inside the shop. Okay, next we've got our main image, our side banner image, and our bottom banner image. For the app's purposes, the side banner and the bottom banner are completely unnecessary. But if you are planning on using the page and the app, or just the page, then you're going to want all three. These three are going to look something like this. This is the main image, this one right up here at top. Then you have your side banner and your bottom banner. Now, the only reason why this is called the side banner and this is the bottom banner, but this one's not called the top banner, it's called the main image, is because this is not just used on this page. It's also used for other things throughout the software. That's why this is the only one that's required for the app. These two are not. If you do not have the specs to make this on your own, you can either request those specs by going to graphics@prosolutionssoftware.com and say, hey, I need the specs for my top banner or my main banner, or whatever it is. We can supply you with those specs. However, if you said, you know what, I don't need the specs, I actually need a banner, then our graphic arts department can make it for you. and they'll work with you until you like the way it looks. Then they can email it to you and you say, yep, that's perfect. Then you can just simply upload it right into your, and you do that by simply pressing the upload button. Then you can browse to anywhere on your computer and you can choose a new banner and upload. So you can save it directly to your computer after it has been given to you by our graphic arts department or after you have created it yourself. And then I just changed this one, and now you'll have a new banner up there. Okay? All right, so you'll do that for the main image, the side banner image, and the bottom banner image. Then we've got our colors. The main color, the background color, the font size, font name, font color, hyperlinked color, previously visited link color, mouse over link color, and active hyperlink color. So how do we change the colors? It's really simple. You just click the box. So my main color is this light green. Let's go back there. This is that light green. Next is the background color. And the background color is this kind of wasted space on the left and right here. I say wasted space because on a computer it looks a little bit wasted. But on a tablet or on a smartphone, you're really only going to be seeing this part of it. So this, not so much. So next is our font size. The things that you're going to be typing in there, things like your terms and conditions, etc., things like your appointment welcome screen and confirmation message, etc., all of that sort of thing, it's going to be a particular size, and whatever that size is what you put here. Our default is 3. As you can see, standard size is 3. We recommend that you leave it at 3 or maybe 4. Do not change it to anything bigger than 4 or you're going to start messing with the format. So 3 or 4 are your choices here. It already defaults to 3. You can change it to 4 or just leave it at 3. Next is the font name. You can choose any font that you have installed on your computer. However, Arial is the most common font used online and the most easily readable. And so we have chosen Arial as your default. So we recommend that you simply leave it at Arial. If you just gotta change it, you are welcome to. You just have to put the actual font name without mistake, identical to the way that font is stored in your computer now. So Times New Roman, Bleeding Cowboy, whatever it is, you type the font name in here, and you can use any font at all. Again, we recommend simply leaving it at Arial. Next is the font color. Now, my main color is light. Because my main color is light, I want my font color to be very dark. This provides the contrast so that you can read it. This light green here, if my font color was a yellow, for instance, it would be extremely difficult to read. So whatever your font color is, it should be essentially the opposite of your main color. So if you went with a dark, dark main color, like a dark purple or something like that, then your font color should be something like white. Again, you need that contrast in order to read it. Next, your hyperlink colors. So let's jump back into our store here. Let's go to Book Now, and these are my hyperlinks. So I've said the hyperlink color is this light blue. So there it is. My previously visited link, if I've already visited it, I want it to turn burgundy. Why? No reason, that's just what I chose. You just click on it, choose what you want, and okay. Then my mouse over link color, I've said I want it to be this hot pink. Notice, when I bring my mouse over, they turn hot pink, just like I wanted them to. All right, let's head back. Then my active hyperlink. When I'm actually in a hyperlink, what color is it going to be? And I said I just simply want it to go back to its default hyperlink color. So I just chose that blue again. Then I've got my button color. These are the buttons here. Let's go back to our main store screen. These buttons. Again, you won't even see these in the app, so it really doesn't matter much. But if you're going to be using the page, then you need them. So choose your color that matches your scheme. Blue, red, yellow, green, pink, brown, orange, and black. You should be able to find something that matches your website fairly well out of those. I'm going to go ahead and stick with green and save. And so now what I have done is I've created a front page for my store, but I haven't actually turned anything important on yet. I do that now by choosing these features. appointments, gift certificates or gift cards, and retail. So by using the app to book an appointment, you have to set up this system right here. And you do that by clicking the appointments window. By the way, Barbie, something I forgot to mention to you, we're recording this class. So when this is over, if you'd like me to email it to you, the class that you just attended, I can do that, okay? All right, so my welcome screen message. It says, welcome to our online booking feature. If you have not yet registered, please click on the Create Your Free Account Now and assign yourself a username and password. If you have already created an account, please feel free to log right in. Christia. Why does it say Christia? Well, because it can say anything we want it to say. So that's why I put that in so that people could see it. There it is, Christia. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to type in Martinek and save and refresh. And now it says Martinek. The point is whatever you write is going to be instantly available to you. To your customers. So whatever you write, that's what they're going to see. So be careful what you're writing. Make sure it makes sense and make sure that your spelling is correct. You never want to present an image or of your business that looks like you don't know what you're doing. So definitely keep record of what it is you're doing here and make sure that grammar is correct, spelling is correct, etc. Because it does represent you and your business. Okay. Let's head back. Now that we're in here, we've written our welcome screen message, then our confirmation message. Congratulations, you've successfully booked your appointment online. You write whatever you want. That's what I've written. Next, your cancellation policy. I've written 48-hour advance notice is required or a 25% fee will be charged. When your customer goes through the process of booking themselves an appointment online, they will get that cancellation policy as notification. Then this button, if it is blue, then your system will show your customers your prices. If it is gray, it will not show their prices. If you have standard pricing, then that's a great idea. But if your price changes right and left, if every one of your staff members has a different price for the same service, don't show it. And maybe include something in the welcome screen that might say something like, prices may vary based on staff chosen, or something like that. Either way, whether you show it or don't, the decision is up to you. Next is hours in advance. How does that work? And what does it mean? Well, let's say it's 8:30 in the morning and I go to Barbie's website and I want to book an appointment, or I open up my app for Barbie and I'm going to book an appointment. And it's 8:30 in the morning. If an appointment is available at 9:30, then that will be the first one I am shown because I have an hour in advance put in here, 1. If I put in 2, then 10:30 would be the first appointment shown me if it's available. If I put a 3 in here, then 11:30. In other words, by having a 0 here, somebody could book at 8:30 for an 8:30 appointment, which I don't like because it's kind of impossible to book an 8:30 appointment and get in there at 8:30. So I like the hour in advance to be 1, at least. That gives them time to book their appointment and get their butt into my business. Next is the max days out. This works the same way as hours in advance, but based on a full day. So if I have this as a 0, somebody booking today can book for today. If I put this a 1, then somebody booking today could book as early as tomorrow. If I booked a 2, if I put a 2 in here, somebody booking today, their first available option would be day after tomorrow. So I like it as a 0, so someone booking this morning can book for later this afternoon, booking on the same day. Next, cancellation policy, you're going to put in the number of hours that your cancellation policy is. Because whatever that number is, that's going to determine whether or not your customer can unbook their own appointment. If it is within this number of hours. And you don't have to put it in, just a few days. You could make it a lot. I could put in 240 here. That would be 10 days. That means that if it is within 10 days of their appointment, you're not letting them unbook their own appointment. They would have to call you. I could put in 480 here. That would be within 20 days. They wouldn't be able to unbook their own appointment. Again, they'd have to call you. Or maybe I could just do it something simple like 48. So if it's within 2 days of their appointment, they would not be able to unbook. But anything out of that, they would be able to. Next, the booking color. When somebody, whether they're using the app or the website, books an appointment online, it's going to be whatever color you've chosen here. And again, you get to choose whatever color you'd like simply by clicking on the box and choosing your color from the template. Next, only book on the. And your options are on the hour, on the half hour, on the quarter hour, on the 10-minute, and on the 5-minute. Now, some people get confused with the half hour. They think that means that people can only book at 8:30 and 9:30 and 10:30 and 11:30. That's silly. On the half hour means that you can book at 10 or 10:30 or 11 or 11:30 or 12 or 12:30, etc. On the hour means they can only book at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, etc. On the half hour, on the quarter hour, they can book at 10, 10:15, 10:30, 10:45, 11, 11:15, etc., etc. So that's how these work. And you choose what you want your customers to be able to do. I prefer booking on the hour or the half hour. That limits the number of options available to them. Think about it this way. If you are open from 12 to 5, and when I mean open, I don't mean your business is open for business. I mean you have no appointments. You're wide open from 12 to 5. Chris is wide open from 12 to 5, and somebody wants to book with Chris. If I had it booked on the 5 minutes, they would be given 60 options. There are 60 5-minute increments from 12 to 5. If I put it on the hour, though, they'll only be given 5 options. On the half hour, 10 options. On the quarter hour, I believe that is 20 options. On the 10-minute, it's 30 options. And on the 5-minute, it's 60 options. So again, I prefer the hour or the half hour. It's totally up to you. So put that on there. And then we come to our operators. These are our artists. These are our therapists, our estheticians, whatever you call your people. This is your staff. Notice it says restricted. Items selected will be restricted. So everybody that has a check next to their name on the app or on the web page will not be able to have an appointment booked for them online. If they are not checked, they will be able to have an appointment booked for them online. So you will check next to the names of your staff members that you do not want booked online, and leave unchecked everyone that you are going to allow to be booked online. It's an important distinction there. Next, we have our groups. These are your groups of services, whatever you offer, whether it's tattoos or massages or hair care, it doesn't matter what it may be. You're going to put a check next to any group of services that you will not allow to be booked online. And there are different reasons for that. For instance, a day spa might say, you know what, I'm not going to allow any of my classes to be booked online, but I'm going to allow my massages to be booked online. And then you say, well, the reason that and then within massage, you have the name of the services. And you might say, look, I'm going to have my massages booked online, or even better example is waxing. I'm going to have my waxing booked online, but there are certain waxes that I'm not going to allow to be booked online. Like, for instance, a bikini wax or a Brazilian wax, because that requires a consultation in a special room and blah, 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 whatever it is. They have to sign this form first. I'm not going to have them do it online. That's fine. So you could have all of your waxing services available, but then under services, you can choose a specific wax that you don't allow to be booked online, like the bikini or something like that. Same thing goes in like a tattoo shop, for instance. You might say, hey, you know what, all of our sessions can be booked online. Sure, no problem. And our piercings can be booked online, but Private piercings cannot be booked online. They require a consultation, whatever it may be. Okay, so think of it that way. That way you can select which groups are restricted, or even if you allow the group to be booked online, you can select which individual services can be restricted. Once you've done that, you simply press save and then exit out, and your appointments is ready to go. Then whether they are using the app or they are using the website, they can now book themselves an appointment online. If they're using the app, they don't have to go through the process of registering for appointments online. Simply by registering the app, they're already able to book themselves appointments because the app knows whose phone it is. The app knows who they are. Whereas with the website, it doesn't know because you could be doing it from any computer. So the app gives your customers a little bit more freedom that way. But they can still, of course, do it through the website. Next is gift cards or gift certificates. This is really easy, a lot easier than appointments online. In this case, all you need are shipping charges. You don't need anything else. I've created 3 already: email, FedEx Overnight, and USPS First Class. They're really easy to make. You simply hit the name of it. I'm going to call this Barbie Shipping, and I give it a shipping charge. I'm going to say that's $8, and then add. Your shipping charge has been added. Done. That's simple. Barbie Shipping, email, FedEx, and USPS First Class now all exist in my system. So when you get it, there are no shipping items. And you might say, well, we're not going to do any shipping. Well, then fine. Just create email. Just do email, nothing else. Then when somebody buys a gift card or gift certificate from you online, they'll get it emailed to them. Obviously not a gift card, but a gift certificate can be emailed to them. If they're buying a card, you may need something like USPS First Class or FedEx Overnight or something like that. But if you're strictly going with paper, forget about it. Just go email. Your customers then are going to be able to purchase online with the app or with the store. And when they go to purchase a gift certificate online, whether it's with the app or the store, they're going to put in who they're buying it for and the dollar amount. They can even write a personal message. And then they get to choose their shipping, if any. In the app, their smartphone actually becomes the gift certificate. And you can actually scan their smartphone to get their discount. If you don't have a barcode scanner, then you can just type in the number that's right there on their smartphone. Even if they buy it through the app, though, they can still print it out because it will also come to them as an email. Of course, if they buy it through the website, then it will absolutely come to them as an email. And they can simply print it out and walk into your shop. Again, though, remember that the online store is not going to be able to sell gift certificates or retail unless you have your API login and transaction key. Next is retail online. Now, retail online is a little bit different. Here, let me go ahead. Open up my store again. Let's go to products. Let me explain this. Okay, so we're going to click on retail now. All of your products have SKU numbers, and you can put up to 10 SKU numbers in your featured selection. You don't have to put all 10 in. You could just do 1 if you want, or you could put in, like I did, 6, any number at all up to 10. These are your featured items. These are going to be the very first items your customers see when they go using the app to purchase retail in the shop, or if they go online to do it. These will be the first items they see. But you can also sell anything from any manufacturers that are not checked, that are not restricted. And categories of products as well. Again, if you check it, it's restricted. If it's unchecked, you can sell it online. Once you have done that, your customers then are going to be able to see those products that you said are your featured products. So maybe every week you have a new featured product or products, maybe once a month. Or maybe you never change it. Maybe your featured products are always the same. It's totally up to you. So then your customer then is able to choose a specific product like the TG Cat Root Boost here. They can choose a specific product and click on it. And when your customers do that, they're going to be shown whether or not the product is in stock. If it is out of stock, it will say out of stock, and they will not be able to buy it. If it is in stock, they'll get the manufacturer, the category, and a description. Notice this says this product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair. Cindy, again, whatever you write in there. Now you say, well, I didn't see any place to write it in here. Well, you're right, because that's not where you would do that. That's in your inventory, your actual product itself. There's a long product description for online sales, so you can write that in. So your customers see that, they've got their price, they can add it to their cart. And of course, if they're using the app, it's even easier. All of this is done with their finger, and it'll take them right to where they can put in their credit card information. And by the way, after they've stored their credit card information the first time, many systems, especially those that have smartphones that have Google Pay and things like that, they'll ask, do you want to store this? And if your customer says yes, then every time they go to buy something from you, they won't have to fill this in again, whether it's a gift certificate or a product. It'll already be there. Now, can they change their information? Of course they can. But this makes it very, very easy in the app to just already have the information stored so that they can make a quick and instant purchase. If they have chosen that it's going to go somewhere else, whether it's on the website or on the app, they're able to put in a new information for the shipping and proceed to confirmation. On their smartphone or on their computer, they will get a receipt showing them exactly what it is they've purchased. However, in your place of business, at the point of sale, you will receive an alert that tells you that an online purchase of a retail product has just been made, whether that customer used the website or the app. And when you click on that alert, it will then give you a shipping label that you can print out, as well as all of the information. In other words, who bought this and what is it they bought? How many of them did they buy? So you're able to then take those products right off your shelf, stick it into a box and ship it out to them, or even hold it for them to pick up later. Totally up to you. So once you have set up those three items, appointments, gift certificates, and retail, you save the whole thing and exit. If you are not using the web page, done. Your customers now can use their app to do all of those things, as well as a lot more. If you are using the web page, then you need to get this URL, whatever that URL, you need to get that to your web administrator so that they can turn it into a button on your website so that your customers can click on it, so that they can start doing things like purchasing gift certificates or booking themselves an appointment, etc. And that's the class. Are there any questions at all? You can type them in or you can ask them. And if no questions, let me ask, Chris, would you like me to email you this class that you just attended?
Yes, I would.
Okay, and that's going to be to the Gmail address that we have there?
Yes. And one quick question. Are you able to put Facebook, Twitter, Instagram buttons on the web page or on the app?
Well, certainly, I mean, on Facebook, for instance, that you would be able to have like a widget on Facebook so that somebody could click on that. It might say book appointment. They can click on it and it'll take them to the appointments page and they can book themselves an appointment. You can certainly do that on Facebook, but on the app itself, no, but I do want you to see something here. Notice these icons on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Right.
Yeah, those. Absolutely, those are all there. Those are set up in Darcy. So when you, let me go ahead and, well, that's support. That's not what I wanted. I wanted Darcy. There we go. When you go into Darcy and you set up account, you put in your social networking URLs for the different social sites that you use for your business.
Okay.
And if you put those there, then you will see them at the bottom of your page. And your customers, with one click of a mouse, will be taken to that particular page. So yeah, and here's our Pro Solutions page. based on that one that you guys got there. So again, yes, absolutely. You're going to be able to use the social networking icons on the web page. On the app, no, they're not going to show on the app.
Okay.
Okay. And Barbie, would you like me to send it to the Outlook account?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, sorry.
That doesn't sound like Barbie.
Standing in for Barbie.
Okay. All right, no problem at all. We'll get that out. Let me just write that down really quick. Okay. All right, I've got them, guys. I'm going to go ahead and convert this right now to a YouTube video, and I will email that to you as soon as that's up. It usually takes about 45 minutes from the time I end the class to the time that you have the email. So if you have any other questions at all, though, I'm happy to answer them right now.
I'm good.
All right. Well, then once you guys have set that page up, you know, I don't know if you've already been told whether or not your app is ready for your customers to start using, but if you have been told that, then once you've got that page set up, you're good to go. Go crazy with it. If you have any questions about it at all, don't hesitate to give us a call, and or go to our, go to the support, and they'll get to your questions even faster than through a telephone call. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great day.
Great. Thank you very much. Very good.
My pleasure.